This video will demonstrate using VoiceOver on an iPad. Initially, it will show you linking VoiceOver to the accessibility settings or triple-click Home, explain about audio ducking and the rotor, and demonstrate some gestures including flick, double tap, four-finger tap at the top to show the first item on the screen, four-finger tap at the bottom to say the last item on the screen, three-finger double tap to mute and unmute VoiceOver, three-finger triple tap to put the screen curtain on or off, three-finger left or right swipe to move between screens, and three-finger swipe up to close the screens. Notice the gestures that you use when in VoiceOver are different from the gestures that you use when you are not in VoiceOver. So I'm going to try to demonstrate VoiceOver on my iPad and the following gestures which I spoke about earlier. So just mirroring the iPad onto the screen. Okay, here we go. First thing that we want to do is to link VoiceOver to the accessibility settings or the triple-click Home. So do so by clicking on the Settings cog icon, which is at the bottom of my screen, clicking on Settings, and you should automatically be in General on the left-hand side of your screen, and across from that it says Accessibility. So I'm going to click on Accessibility, and if I scroll right down to the bottom, I'm going to make sure that the accessibility shortcut is linked to VoiceOver, which it is already, but just to show you how I do that, I just went into the accessibility shortcut and I ticked on VoiceOver. And the accessibility shortcut is now linked to VoiceOver. That means if I triple click my home button, it will put VoiceOver on, and triple click will put the VoiceOver off. At the top of the screen, I'm going to go into VoiceOver, so clicking on VoiceOver. And a couple of things to look at here. First thing is audio. So if I go into the audio menu, there are two choices which are both switched on. The first one is use sound effects, and what that will do is give you a sound effect if you go into a blank space on your iPad screen. The second one that I have switched on is audio ducking, and what that will do is if there's two tracks, so the VoiceOver is speaking and something else is speaking, maybe the radio, then the VoiceOver will go loud and the radio will go not so loud so that you can hear the VoiceOver instructions. Once VoiceOver is finished speaking, then the radio will increase its volume. A bit like a sat-nav in your car when you're listening to the radio. So both of these are on. I'm going to go back, tapping VoiceOver at the top of the screen, and then I'm going to look at the rotor. And the rotor will allow me to do a twisting motion on the screen and to manipulate certain choices. So at the moment, speaking rate and volume are things that I could change through the rotor. So I'm happy with these. Everything's fine. I'm not going to put VoiceOver on from the screen here. I'm just going to double check that VoiceOver is actually linked to triple-click Home, which it is, the accessibility shortcut. So I'm going to close that screen. And now with a screen full of apps that are VoiceOver compatible, I'm going to triple click my home button to start VoiceOver. So 1, 2, 3.
VoiceOver on. Calendar. Friday the 2nd of June. Double tap to open. Landscape. Home button to the right.
So it's giving you a bit of orientation there. It's telling you you're holding it landscape and the home button is on the right hand side. First motion that I'm going to do is just a flick. So a short movement of my finger to the left or to the right, and that will go through each of the apps. So I'll just demonstrate that flick movement just now.
GarageBand, BrainPop UK, TED, Claro PDF, iBooks, Puzzle, Notes, iPlayer Radio.
So that was a flick to the right, flick, flick to the left,
Notes, Puzzle, iBooks, Claro PDF, TED, Friday the 2nd of June.
So
Double tap to open.
one
Actions available.
a one finger flick to the right or to the left will go through those apps. A three finger flick to the right or to the left will change from one screen to the next. So I'll demonstrate. Three finger flick.
Page 4 of 5. Alternative access.
And
Page
flick
5
it.
of 5.
So that was a three finger flick to the left or right to move from screen to screen. I'm just going to demonstrate that noise that you will hear if you're blind and you're in a space where there are no apps. And I'm actually moving my finger on the space below the apps, and obviously there's nothing there for VoiceOver to actually voice. Okay, I'm now going to go into an app called BrainPop, so I'm going to flick to BrainPop.
Calendar, clock, GarageBand, BrainPop UK.
And double tap to
Double
open.
tap to open. Actions available.
So double tapping opened that app. One finger double tap.
Play the featured movie titled Sculpture button.
Okay, if I do four finger tap at the top of my screen, it will read the very first item on the screen. So four fingers just tapping at the top of the screen.
Moby the robot button.
And four finger taps at the bottom of the screen will read the very last item on that screen.
More.
So that helps you navigate. You might be lost within the features on that screen, and to sort of reorientate yourself, four finger tap at the top or four finger tap at the bottom will get you to the first or to the last item. Now, if you three finger double tap, that will mute or unmute the voiceover, and you should hear him saying voiceover off or voiceover on. So three finger double tap.
Speech off.
Speech off, and three finger double tap.
Speech on.
Okay, one that you have to watch out for is three finger triple tap. So bang, bang, bang with three fingers. That will actually bring on the screen curtain, which makes your screen go black. So three finger triple tap.
Screen curtain on.
And three finger triple tap.
Screen curtain off.
Now you can imagine if you've done three finger double tap and put the speaking off, and three finger triple tap, and you now have a blank screen, what you will have is a black screen and no speaking, which would be a wee bit disconcerting if you didn't know what happened. So three finger double, three finger triple could make your screen go totally blank and soundless, or will bring back the sound and bring back the vision. So I'm going to just flick through the menus on the screen using the one finger flick to go through each of the menus.
More.
So I'm at the bottom at the moment.
Sir, Tech, PSA, Arts, Maths, English, Humanity, Science. Play the featured movie titled Sculpture.
So I wanted to play the featured movie. I would double tap with one finger to open up that choice.
Play the featured movie type. Movie. Movie. Pause. 0 minutes. Slide to change your position in 4 minutes and slide to change 0 minutes and 15 seconds. Slide to change your position in the movie.
So that was a demonstration of me using VoiceOver, and it muted, or didn't mute, but it reduced the sound of the video. I'll demonstrate that again. VoiceOver should take precedence.
0 minutes. Pause. 0 minute. Slide to check 4 minutes. Slide to 0 minute. Pause. Movie. Art and design. Arts and music. Button.
And now I'm going to close that screen with pressing the home button. So that was a demonstration there of something that had sound, and when I started using VoiceOver, the VoiceOver went louder and the sound of the app went not so loud. Okay, last thing I'm going to demonstrate is if you double click on the home button, that will get the app switcher up.
App switcher. BrainPop UK. Active. Swipe up with 3 fingers to close the app.
And as it said, 3 fingers, swipe up will close that app.
Closing BrainPop UK. Home. Settings. Active. Swipe up with 3 fingers to close the app. Actions available. Closing settings. Home. Home.
Okay.
Home.
The last thing that I'm going to demonstrate to you is the rotor.
Calendar.
So
Friday the 2nd of June. Double tap to open.
with my thumb and my index finger, I'm going to make a twisting motion as if I was turning a dial.
Volume. 100%, 100%, 95%, 90%, 85%, 80%, 75%, 80%, 85%.
So what I was doing there was doing the twisting motion to get the rotor up, and then I was doing a slight flick with one finger either up or down in order to increase the volume higher or lower. So I'm going to do that again, a twist with 2 fingers.
Actions. Speaking rate. Language. Volume. 90%.
I'm flicking up.
100%.
And that's an example of how the rotor would work. If you want to switch off VoiceOver, triple click Home will switch you off. 1, 2, 3.
VoiceOver off.
So thank you for watching that short video demonstrating the flick gesture, double tap with 1 finger, 4 finger tap top, 4 finger tap bottom, 3 finger double tap, 3 finger triple tap, and 3 finger left and right swipe. And finally 3 finger swipe up to get rid of apps in the app switcher. Thank you for watching the video.